comments. Members of the public may address the City Council regarding city concerns not on the agenda. Would you please observe a 3-minute time limit? Is there anyone that wants to come forward?
I would, if nobody else will.
Please do come up here to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
Make sure your camera gets...
I'm not in the city limits, so does that matter?
No,
Okay.
you can still have an opinion.
Okay. You don't even know what you're asking, Mayor. I'm Tom Munns.
Oh, yes, I do.
I'm concerned about quite a few things.
Wait, state your name and address for the record.
Oh, name Tom Munns, M-U-N-D-S. Yeah, my kids go to Middleton. Anyway, I went to use the trolley house, you know, where we rent it for family, whatever. And I was really shocked to be able to find out that that the prices were raised almost to where it's cost prohibitive for most of the people that want to use it as individuals than it used to be. I think it used to be $50. Now there's a $250 minimum or something crazy like that. I was talking to Ellen about renting it. I'm actually running for state legislature, so I wanted to be able to have a place to have town halls. And so I mean, that's almost impossible for me to be able to pay. And then that's the deposit. And then it's like $50 an hour or $60 an hour after that. I mean, that's almost insane considering the taxpayers are the ones that maintain that building. So if that's true, I'd like to know that if maybe I could waive that, or if you guys would consider me to be able to have once a month town halls until the primary at least. If you guys could do that for me, I'd really like you to be able to consider that.
When did you happen to know the fee schedule? Because you got to post it out there. Yeah.
And can I ask another question real quick? How much time I got left?
Not very many.
Okay. Well, I think what's really important, since we have the kids here from the government class, what I wanted to ask you, Mayor, is if you could not only tell me what form of government we have in America today, but if you could tell me that. If you could tell me if the United States Constitution is the supreme law of the land. And if it is, can we write rules and laws and regulations and ordinances that are repugnant to it?
I think that would be a question for our attorney.
Well, I'd like to know. I mean, I'd like to know if the mayor knows. Because I know that the attorney has to know, but it would be interesting to know if you knew. But I think for the kids, it would be great to be able to sort of...
When did you have the answer to that?
For the trolley, meeting events, it's not a profit event, so it would be under event. I'm assuming it would be $150 deposit, which is refundable. And rent is non-profit, $30 per event plus $10 an hour.
Yeah. So if you guys would...
It's $30 for the first hour and then $10 thereafter. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
If you guys are willing to be able to provide some kind of a leeway for me, I mean, if I can raise the money, that'd be great. But if I can't, if you guys would consider allowing me to use that if I had the date set in advance.
You know, we have a set rate, and if we were to waive it for you, we'd have to waive it for everybody.
Okay. Well, it just seems...
Don't you agree, Paul?
Mayor,
In order to hold political town hall meetings. Yeah, you do. You need go ahead and present something to Ellen by, when did you tell me the next meeting was, the 5th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So you need to have something in a week before that.
Okay.
Write it up.
To sure answer your question, you should always waive fees or something of that extent. However, when it's for campaigning and the like, a major no-no would be if you granted a waiver for one candidate, but then not for another one.
That's okay. I'd like to have all the candidates. I'd like to have all the candidates no matter what party they're from. I mean, that'd make it completely fair. But could you, one of you guys answer that question for me I asked for the kids? For the sake of the children. We all do things for the sake of the children, so let's make them happy.
You know you're not wearing shoes.
Yeah, no shoes, no service.
I got shoes right here. What are you talking about? I'm not wearing any shoes. They're right here.
Since you asked such a soulful question. Obviously the answer...
It's a republic.
Not you. I want somebody else to answer it.
All right.
Why?
Well, he's Lenny is of course correct. We are a republic form of government.
And the
which
Constitution
means- all right.
I know you know.
Which
Just
means
on
it's
the
like a
record.
representative
Oh, no.
form of government as opposed to a democracy, which would be a popular vote. That is not what we have, despite what a common parlance is as to what a democracy is. The second part of your question is, and you can go into quite a bit of detail on that. The second part of your question was, is the Constitution the supreme law of the land? That's a generic answer to that would be yes, insofar as there can be no laws. It's called the doctrine of preemption. No law can countermand or be in conflict with the Constitution unless there's, of course, a constitutional amendment. And the same holds true for state legislatures. And that's a whole other topic between what is the federal law versus what is state sovereignty. And so no city, for example, can write a law that would be in conflict with, directly in conflict with a state statute. And so that's called preemption, and where you get into some fun with, and hence where the lawyers come in, is the interpretation as to whether the statute means a certain thing or what the Constitution meant and what the Founding Fathers intended when they put certain pros in a constitutional amendment or a constitutional provision. So saying it is the supreme law of land, I think, is a little bit of a stretch. However, by the doctrine of preemption, you cannot write a law that would be in direct conflict with. Now, mind you, we can go over this for about a semester or two, because there's so many different...
Well, they didn't go there in class, so I wanted to make sure that they were fed that little tidbit. So
Also, public comments are just that, public comments. We usually don't respond.
Oh, really? Well, then you guys did a great thing then, and I got it on camera and everything. Show how great you are.
Except for legal analysis for it. And I speak only on behalf